Hi, good afternoon. This is Lunch with Laura. I hope you guys are having a great day. The week is almost over, so weekend's almost here. Whoop, whoop. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about holiday stress. Is this your first holiday since your breakup? And I know sometimes this can be, really something that causes a lot of anxiety, a lot of discomfort, a lot of things. There might be some confusion going on, especially, let's just use Texas as an example. Texas has this boilerplate language that talks about standard visitation and what happens, during the holidays. And sometimes it can really seem like legalese, and you're not quite sure, what days are you supposed to pick up, and is this my year, and how do you calculate this and that, and how can you tell if it's the first week of the month, and do we have regular visitation, or does the holiday visitation trump regular visitation? Ah! And so sometimes that can really cause a lot of stress. Sometimes too, again, family members can kind of add to that, kind of stirring the pot. Yeah, he's awful, and he's going to have the kids, and da-da-da-da, and, whatever your orders may say. Sometimes that can really be something that's very uncomfortable. I remember such a dear friend of mine said to me, this is something that she didn't anticipate. She said to me, Laura, I didn't realize, when my son went to go be with his dad the first Thanksgiving after we broke up, she said, I just didn't realize how much that would impact me, how much I would feel like I missed him, how much I felt lonely. And so if you're kind of dreading feelings of feeling lonely, sorry, let me adjust this a little bit. If you're, feeling dread about feeling a little bit lonely, a little bit sad, that your kids may be going away for a part of the Christmas holiday, or if, your ex has the kids for this Thanksgiving, try to head that off on the front end. Try to look at it and say, hey, I might try something new for Thanksgiving, or I might, visit and go, to celebrate the holiday over at this person's house if you've gotten a couple of invites, or, whatever regular holidays that you have. Maybe if you want to maybe go ahead and cook and then, celebrate it the following weekend, or, when the kids come home that Sunday, have it, Thanksgiving dinner with them that Sunday night instead of obviously Thursday night if they're going to be with your ex. Try to think outside the box and not have it be such a tragedy if, the kids aren't exactly on that date. Just kind of expand your mind a little bit to say, what, depending on what your beliefs are. If you're a believer, you say, what, this is going to glorify Jesus. Whether you celebrate it on Thursday or if we celebrate it on Sunday, it's still a time for us to bond together and be together and say what we're thankful for and all of that good stuff. So, if you're really going to be stuck on it has to be that day, then it's going to be harder for you. It's definitely going to be harder. So that's what I would suggest to you. Think outside the box. Think about expanding the holiday, to include several more days, so that way, you can have time with your kids and still feel like you're getting that old feeling of just being with your kids and celebrating and really looking to see what you can be thankful for. And it is all a process of us training our kids to, take on lots of the values and attributes and character traits that we want them to have. We want them to be thankful. We want them to appreciate everything that they get, all of those good things. Just think of it all as a part of their training, and them realizing, yeah, there may be certain things that change, but it doesn't have to be the end-all, be-all. It doesn't have to ruin everything. And that's really what we want to model for our kids. And so the second thing is, too, sometimes, I mentioned this a little bit earlier in the video I released this morning about having holiday blues. And, let me just be transparent again. I've always, for a long, long time, at least 20 years, I have struggled with the holidays coming up and not feeling like I want to celebrate. That's just the bottom line. And a lot of that, years ago when I was married, a lot of that was just fighting depression for a lot of things that were going on in the marriage and all that. I won't bore you with that. But now that I'm divorced, I'm still kind of struggling It's not so much depression like it was years ago, but for me, I think it's just financial pressure. I'm not where I want to be. But even if I was, even if, everything was perfect and I was hitting all my, financial goals each month with my business and all that, even if all that was rocking and rolling, I still don't like the way that the holidays are celebrated, as the culture does. And so I've always had a big problem with that. And my struggle is, what should that look like for me? How can I, kind of celebrate and, kind of answer some of the invites that I'm getting, and really make it seem like, I'm not the wet rag, oh, Laura won't cooperate. And so what's the balance? What does that look like? And so I'm still struggling with that, and I'll probably, release more blogs and more videos about that as, God continues to give me more wisdom and revelation about what he wants me to do. I mean, to be honest, Christmas Day, I'd rather be down at the Salvation Army handing out food, helping to serve, the line that for people that come in, and just saying, God bless you, and just loving on them. And, to be honest, I don't know what else to say. To be honest, that's what it is. And I'll probably get hate mail for this, but, I just don't like Christmas. I don't like the way that the culture says that we are to celebrate it with just, consumption, consumption, consumption. And it's all about me, 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 me. And, it's great to, give gifts, but a lot of times there's not a whole lot of thought being put into it. And a lot of times, the people that you're giving gifts to, their closets are exploding with stuff that they don't even use. I got stuff in my closet that's just sitting there. There's only one of me, and so you think about that money could have been used so much, at something that was more value and could have helped in so many other different ways, as opposed to just say, oh, here's your gift. So Laura's a party pooper. No, I have a different mind shift, a different paradigm about what the holidays should look like. And, I see so many of my family members who can't afford it, but every year they go into debt doing this, that, and the other thing. And again, stuff just sits in a closet. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. To be honest, as a family, I'd like for us to go down and serve somewhere. Do the, Toys for Tots. If you want to buy something, great, do that. All day long, I'll cheer that on. But just, stuff to give me sit in its closet doesn't make any sense to me. If I tell you I really don't need anything, then that's the honest truth. I don't need anything. Devote those resources to, paying down, more of your bills or whatever it is. I'd rather you do that, or give a charitable donation to, whatever your favorite charity is, American Cancer Society, whatever it is. I'd rather you do that, and take a tax deduction. Do that in my honor. Instead of getting me a gift. That I would love. That's my idea of celebrating the holidays. That's, of course, obviously, if you want to give a couple of little things for the younger kids, that's great. The stuff that they'll play with maybe 2 weeks, if that. But to be honest, when we grow up, we don't really, think about all the great toys that we got. We always think about the quality time that we actually got with our parents. And over and over again, I see that so many times, and even in my own life, and people that I talk to, they ask them, what is your most treasured memory of your parents or growing up? It's throwing the baseball, in the backyard. It's, when mommy came up to, we did our school play, she cheered for me. I can hear her cheering from the audience. It's those types of things. It's not the pressure to spend $1,000 on your kid that you don't have. And so that's really my suggestion. If it is your first holiday after you break up, try to think about these things now on the front end. Think about some of the things that may be different, some of the things that you may want to try that's new and different. I remember a few years ago, I really wanted to learn how to crochet, and so I spent some of my Thanksgiving just trying to, figure out and measure and, counting all the stitches that I did and all that stuff, making a shawl for someone. And that brought me so much joy and happiness. I was like, yay, I need to do this, find time to do this a whole lot more. Things like that may be low cost, that's fun, that you be able to be useful for someone. If you want to make do a gift or make a gift, maybe if you start for Thanksgiving, you can figure out and make a shawl for someone if you like to knit or sew or crochet or whatever it is. And I tell you, usually those types of gifts, people value so much more than what you snatch off the rack at Macy's. That's just my 2 cents. So again, if your kids are going to be gone during the holidays, think of ways, constructive ways, not just kind of sitting around and missing them, but really active things to keep those healthy chemicals, the endorphins going in your body. For Thanksgiving morning, I'm going to do a 5K, which is 3.1 miles. I'm going to do a little fun run. It's not a race because God knows, no way I'm winning it, right? I'm just happy to cross the finish line. So I'm going to be doing just a fun run to keep those endorphins going, the good chemicals going. Things like that are things that I highly suggest that you do. This is your first holiday after you break up. So I will continue to let you guys know how I'm doing, to really deal with my feelings. And, if you feel holiday blues, this is something that resonates with you, please feel free to make comments in the comment section. Even if you're watching the tape version of this, I would love to hear from you. Or if you have other questions or comments, I would love to hear what you have to say and what your questions are. Or if there are other videos that you want me to do and say, hey, Laura, why don't you tackle this subject? I would love to give you the content and the information that really is important to you. That's why I'm here, to serve you. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoying your lunch. I am going to try to figure out, I'm going to actually have some salmon. So yay. This is another ways that I'm kind of working on my hair. Salmon is the good fats and other nutrients that my hair needs. I'm actually thinking that the issue that I'm having now might be related to thyroid problem, and so I'm still trying to look at ways to deal with that naturally. So I've been doing some research online, so I will continue to keep you guys posted. And of course, obviously, you can see how I'm doing. You can see how much, you can see how my hair is growing and doing and all that stuff week by week. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Take care.